Good morning from Sacred Space at Titania's Realm. It's the 6th of August 2024 and the time is 10:36 a.m. And it's a strange sort of day. It started off wet and rainy and then it went sunny and now it's looking like we might get some more rain, but that's actually a good thing because we haven't had much rain lately and the ground and the garden needs it. And as you can hear by my voice, I'm still raspy and I'm still struggling adjusting to the new machine, getting used to all the formaldehyde plastic smells. So CPAP, it's killing me. And I've just installed a new 5G modem, which will probably kill both Charlie and I too. But them's dark thoughts. I guess I'm used to being immersed in radiation since I'm on my phone constantly and I'm surrounded in a soup of it. So there's lots of things that are killing me, but there's lots of things I'm surviving too. Even resurrecting myself every Friday night for the wild dance, am I right? So on we go, soldiering on. And yes, it's a beautiful day. I really should be back in bed. I feel like hell, but it's a beautiful day and every day is another day in paradise. So I just have to make the most of it and suck every morsel out of every day. So today's readings are titled Celebrity Visitors, Real and Imagined. And the cover photo is of the lovely hyacinths that were blooming in my garden at that point in time whenever I took the photo. They're blooming again, but they're not. I think they need some kind of fertilizer. They're not putting out quite as many little flowers as they should. They're a bit Spartan and sparse. Never mind. It is what it is, planet Earth. It's probably the lack of rain too. 4th of August 2024, that was this morning, I wrote. 8 a.m, bad night. Up 5 times to pee. Back very painful. Weird sciatica thing in my left hip which has lingered for 2 weeks now and hurts worse when I lie down, for fuck's sake. Although I noticed it was painful when I was trying to watch TV just sitting upright on the couch. So I don't know what that is, why that's hanging on. It usually only lasts a week. It's grinding my gears too. But anyway, so I struggle to get to sleep with that pain, then on top of it the constant pee breaks. I feel like an evacuated out husk. Mama T, zombie creature, is back. I got a few hours of actual rest after dawn. I saw the red fingering of light on the horizon when I got up to pee. Red sky in the morning, sailor's warning. This morning it's raining, but that is actually a good thing as it's been so dry in recent weeks. Well, what can I say? Another day in paradise. I was quite unwell yesterday, but I pushed myself through the dizziness and weakness by doing loads of washing, hanging it out. My new modem arrived from Optus and I struggled to set it up and the SIM got scratched. So I worked out that is the problem, so I need to call them and request a new SIM, for fuck's sake. Another struggle today. 5G modem will make life easier, but radiate the fuck out of me. As if I am not already immersed in radiation. Fuck. But my body will adapt. Maybe. Or my mind will snap, or I will go down in a blaze of my own glory, or rise up in my own ascension process, going nowhere on my absurdist, recumbent, bicycle of life, kicking ass. Uh-oh, don't do that again, Tanya. Okay, I'll be good, I promise. Smiley face. And I've since rung Optus and they're sending me a new SIM out, so that's all right. That's good. Hopefully that'll get the 5G working, but maybe I'm better to just leave it on 4G and not immerse myself in even more radiation. But I guess, how much radiation differential is there between 4G and 5G? I don't really know. Maybe I'm worrying about nothing. Maybe I'm slowly turning into a cyborg nanotech machine. But I've got one advantage over the majority of the population, is I don't have the nanoparticles inside me, because I didn't accept a certain medical intervention. But then I don't know if there were nanoparticles embedded into the virus itself, which I did catch in October. So I guess I'm on the way to become part cyborg, and eat, bleep, blah, blech. My computer says no. Well, my inner computer says no to many things. Saying no is sometimes the best and only answer. Just saying. Want to keep my soul and my body as pristine as possible, but I guess it's too little too late, since I drink Jack Daniels and on rare occasions smoke cigars or weed, and haven't had weed in a long time. Could do with some of that actually. And I've been altered. I've had, I've got a TVT mesh attached to my bladder, so I'm part Bride of Frankenstein anyway. And I've got an implant, a tooth and titanium implant. I've been altered. I don't have a uterus anymore. I mean, all these things I could whine about, but you know what? I'm trying to keep what's left of my body. Don't have a gallbladder either. So I'm trying to hold the rest of my organs together in as perfected state as I can possibly manage, given all the sometimes necessary but also simultaneously malfeasantly systemically abusive alterations on my body autonomy. It's icky, it's revolting, but as I said yesterday, was it yesterday or the other day? Staying alive, babies. Staying alive. 6th of August 2023, 12:06 a.m. They found a way to get rid of me from coming to the casino, which I laughed my ass off because they sent me a promotional thing yesterday inviting me to come back to see the new casino. Well, I might swallow my pride and go once just to check it out, see what they've done with the place. But I'm intrigued by the 3 swimming pools. I guess they'll only be for hotel guests though. But I'll probably will check it out, but I'm not going to go back there as a regular customer, because fuck them, they were so abusive to me. Here I write, harassing me after 12 years of sitting in the far right-hand corner of the stage. They tell me they're going 5-star in the new casino, so my type is not welcome anymore. That was that Greg Hersom idiot. Like, where does he get off speaking to me like that? The fucking Neanderthal. Anyway, nice. After I supported all the bands here. No loyalty to a long-time customer. Oh well, moving on is healthy. Dead dog, dead toxicity in my dance space. New life incoming. And what is more, this just confirms my suspicions that they set Segal up with accusing her of theft. They are clearing out all the older eccentric customers. It's disgraceful. It's really disgraceful. It's also really, really bad discrimination, which is another reason why I'm disinclined to support the casino, new or old. Fuck them, you know. Who do they think they are? Nobody's is what they are. Low-level entities, or worse, NPC nanobots, am I right? Ceded their souls, have no respect for the women that came and danced wildly and were part of that scene for 12 years in my case, and I think 20 years in Seagal's case. They owe us both. They owe us both a huge apology, and I don't know, maybe compensation for the degradation they bestowed upon us. Anyway, I don't know how to find Seagal. I know she lives somewhere in New Farm, but I really think we should sue the arse off the dirty, filthy cunts, quite frankly. Accusing her of stealing. It's disgraceful. There's no way she would have become a thief after being a regular customer there for 20 years. There's no way on this God's earth. I'm telling you straight how it is. Anyway, they got rid of me for defending her, basically, in one of my videos. That was the other reason why I was harassed out. But I already knew. I'd seen how they were leering at me and being fucking weird, some of the security personnel, and I knew they're cooking something up here. Won't be long before I'm going to be eased out of this place. I already knew. I'm not stupid. But I won't play their game. The only way to win a game is not to play, babies. Keep moving on. Finding a place where I'm celebrated and appreciated for my wild dance. So I found that place. So there is that. It's interesting that I was invited to go to the Brooklyn Standard Club as way back in 2021. Came up in my memories. So someone had wanted me to move my wild dance and my supporting the musical scene over there already 3 years earlier. So whoever that someone was also knew that they were out to get me on some level at the Treasury Casino, and that I would need a new space. It's utterly shameless how they behave. Anyway, I continue writing. I'm glad that I got to see Jo one last time to give her the earrings. I'd made a pair of earrings for her and Sally. Just as I think it was Jo's birthday, and I wanted to give a pair to Sally as well, because Sally for many years, used to come down from the high rollers and gift me drinks, which was very generous and sweet of Sally, actually. It's how they used to kind of entice me to keep dancing there, knowing how fucking shitty I was being treated by, some of the staff, especially the bar staff there, and by many of the regulars. So my friends would try and keep me there, They did love me, I guess, in that respect. Or they enjoyed watching the show of me holding my ground every weekend, am I right? No one holds her ground like Mama T, the Tanya. In the end, they used to come up to me, some of my male friends, like Adam, would say, no one fucks with the Tanya. And I'd laugh and say, no, because there's been quite enough fuckery in my entire life. This place has got nothing on what I've already gone through. They've just got their training wheels on, babies. He used to laugh too. Anyway, I miss seeing them. But, if they want to find me, I'm at the Brooklyn Standard every Friday. Come and see me, babies. You might find you enjoy it better there also, where the bar staff are wonderful and kind and supportive and loving. Not like the Livewire bar where the staff were rude and arrogant and actually blatantly obnoxious. Anyway, I have suspected they would ease me out since they got rid of Seagal 2 months ago. It's so low scum of them that they could not do it to my face, but had to use security to harass me. Shameless. But my star is rising. I put a lot of personal energy into that space, but better times are coming. 12 years I rose above their borderline, vicious, sabotaging bullshit. This is the face of freedom. Here she is, babies, triumphantly free. I might even cut up my star membership card, which is why they still sent me the promotion, because the computer doesn't know that I'm disgusted with them. I might cut it up and send that back and say, are you serious? After the way you were so evil and abusive, are you seriously wanting to give me a personal invitation? It's not personal. Computer just churns out your name. But I feel like taking the absolute piss out of them. And I might. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I like to, just let them know what ignoble cunts they really are. But it's been a year and I'm happy in my new space. And do I need to grind my gears over fucking ignoble zombie idiots? No, I do not. So I'll just sit on it and laugh about it for a bit longer, I think. Schadenfreude is a thing. Keeps my little mind occupied sometimes. But I really should cut up that card and just let them know I don't want anything more to do with them because, saves on the computer using up electricity to blip out my name on very expensive promotional material for an organisation that isn't worth, wiping your ass with that said paper, by the way. Anyway, here we go. Keep writing. 2:02 a.m. Dear people of Brisbane, it's time I started existing in a parallel society. Yes, it is, since I don't fit in with the ignoble deeds of this one. We need to start our own club. This was written on the 6th of August, and I didn't start going to the Brooklyn Standard till the 25th because I was still grieving my dog and took some time out from dancing for a couple of weeks to decide where I was going to go next, and went there and, had a wonderful time. So there is that. Somewhere safe, somewhere where I am respected and treated with decency. Yeah, babies. There must be others like me, people with courage and integrity. Move your tail, Charlie. With laughter and light, people who genuinely enjoy my efforts, who don't sabotage or use and abuse. Where are you? Come find me. The city has turned into a cesspit of dishonour. Perhaps it always was. I know it was for a fact. The us and them mentality. The convert vaccinated versus the unvaxxed. Did I not tell you that ultimately it won't matter, as the infestation of Mother Hydra's babies will be endemic and will alter the soul consciousness of the masses? Ironically, Rudolf Steiner wrote about that 100 years ago. That man had such foresight and vision. He's completely right. He's been proven completely right. Came from Serbia too. My goodness. I witnessed it chillingly when I had to euthanize my beautiful baby, my dog Beauregard. The vets and the admin staff spoke robotically, as though adhering to a script. They were cold, callow, and malevolent. We are not dealing with genuine humans anymore. No, we are not. Everyone across this planet has been altered, depending by degrees of how much of this they partook of, or how many times we've caught COVID, or we've all been altered as a species. It's actually a bit frightening, and not a bit. It's immensely frightening. Another friend of mine, well, I don't know this person, but my close friend has been ringing me every day about a sister-in-law gone down with another mass on her brain, another brain tumour, sudden turbo cancer, unexpected. She thought she was experiencing dementia, that she was struggling with memory loss and cognition changes. No, massive fucking tumour on her brain. Perfectly healthy woman before then. Need I say more? Well, it's not good. It's not good. And of course it's random as to who gets affected and who doesn't. So our globalist governments and medical establishment can try and hide the facts and lie about it. Say, oh, it's just correlation, not causation. I call bullshit on that. I lost my cousin recently to massive brain hemorrhage. Massive. Apparently, according to my other cousin who was with him, he bled everywhere. The blood went, he basically exploded. It's horrific, people of Earth. Utterly, utterly horrific. So, every day in every way, I'm holding my own, even with my own quite cumulative and some serious health issues, trying to survive on this planet and stay alive. Oh, the irony. One wonders what one is staying alive actually for. In my case, it's really pathetic. It's in the hope of finding a true loving partner one day who overlooks my health issues and is willing to be with me in a loving partnership. I mean, it's really ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. But I'm enjoying the sweet little romantic overtures anyway, because I've got nothing else going on in my life. Everyone else is family and partners, and I struggle alone with this nightmarish existence. So, 1,000 times to the ones who love me and tolerate me in my rage about the alterations of our species and understand where it's coming from, a place of love and deep, deep concern for the safety of us all, actually. The last sentence, and I'll repeat it, of that paragraph. We are not dealing with genuine humans anymore. Be aware of that. Then tonight's slithering, sallow behaviours. I knew that man was a raging borderline, two-faced and capricious, like the Nazis of old. If I had fought him about it, which I probably should have fought him because I always fight, it's what I do. But I was grieving my dog and I was kind of done. I just thought, fuck you, and I walked out on my own dignity. But if I had fought him about it, he would have just gleefully informed me he is just doing his job. We've heard that before, haven't we, throughout history, especially in Nazi Germany. That was a common refrain. Just doing my job. Don't look here, don't look there. What? There's smoke blowing out of the out of Auschwitz, out of the chimneys. Don't look, I know nothing, or the Polish version of I know nothing. Yeah, we've heard that one before. That's an old trope, that one. Obfuscate your roles, deny, hide, lie, deceive, betray, cheat, steal the health out from under all of us, including our babies. Fuck you. But anyway, I left on my own dignity, yes I did. No time to waste on lackluster, sociopathic, treacherous idiots. So now I've been pushed out of my long-time dance space. Interesting. They think the new casino will be 5-star, upmarket, perhaps to match the absolute wank of calling the Maya City Centre uptown. I'm still laughing about that too. But this uptown girl knows this city is dying all around me. I'm watching it slowly devolve. Yes, I'm sure the new casino venue will be lovely because it's brand spanking new. Always looks new and lovely when it's new and glitzy, am I right? Also, elitist. They should never, ever have got rid of Seagal and I and the other regulars who were a bit quirky and unusual. That was a big, big mistake. Them must be so disappointed we haven't died en masse yet. So they will have to up the ante. It's for the best I don't get to witness the death spiralling firsthand. It was harrowing enough, losing my dog. Here I am doing my own kind of little death spiralling at the moment, struggling to adjust to CPAP, but if I survive it and I get better, look out, babies. I'll be in full health and vibrancy. I'll be even more dangerous than you ever thought me when I was sick and trying hard not to die. Just saying. I have been monitoring this for months now. The real viciousness started when the young Aboriginal man sat with me. What was his name again? Cecil. He was a lovely young man, who was 40, but younger than me. And we danced and enjoyed each other's company. They were very vicious and threatened by me actually interacting with a man. So you know, what can you expect from alien invaded entities? They were so vicious. One of the regulars named Steve was pointing and laughing at me sitting, drinking and chatting and dancing with young Cedric. I realised I've been in that dance space for 12 years and they were overtly and covertly sabotaging any opportunities for me to find a loving partner there. That's how vicious they were. Not that I was interested in Cecil. I told him he was too young for me, but I enjoyed his company and thanked him for the lovely evening and, you know, really was quite impressed with him. He was a lovely human being. And they didn't like that, me sitting enjoying the company of a lovely human being. I wonder if it's because he was black. Do you think that might have been why they were being so savage as well? Racism as well as othering and gender bias and ageism and disability, you know, discrimination. Do you think that might have been part of that ugly soup as well? I think so. Anyway. All you can do is let go, let love, with compassion for their own destruction. I think I'm past feeling compassion now. I think I'll enjoy watching, you know, those entities at the casino. Well, I won't be watching them because I'm not there, but I'll enjoy watching their downfall. That when you shit on people who have done you no harm and have contributed to the music scene for 12 years, weekly, most weeks, and gave all your powerful energy and handed that quite freely and willingly, so I can't regret that. That's on me, giving my energy to spaces that weren't worthy of me. But however, when you do that, when you attack people just because they've got older, maybe less beautiful and less wealthy and less privileged, you are doomed to fail. The gods, I have called upon the wrath of all the gods. The gods will demand retribution, one way or the other. Trust me on that one. They chose their poison in more ways than one, darling. They chose to behave reprehensibly and awfully towards women like myself and Seagal. And they chose the other poison. And who knows what other poisons they're labouring under. Well, we are all labouring under in our modern society, altered by nanotech and DDT and Agent Orange and on we go and on we go. The plastics, the PFOS in our water supply for the past 10 years. It's documented and reported recently. What else are we labouring under? People not in their right mind anymore. Even doctors obfuscating their role. Oh well, the kookaburras are still laughing, and they will very likely, by the grace of all the gods, have the last laugh indeed. I chose to keep my body and mind pristine, or as pristine as possible. Such is life. Horror movie right there on my TV has now become real life. Every horror movie, every sci-fi movie I ever saw as a child or as a teenager or into my 20s and 30s and even 40s have come true. That, my friends, is the most astonishing thing of all. Things we used to watch for entertainment and laugh and think, oh, as if that had ever happened, have all come true. Charlie, you can't climb the curtains, Missy. George told me, that would be George the busker, told me a few weeks ago that one of the homeless men might stab me. So they were giving me veiled threats of being stabbed as well to try and drive me away from the casino. I knew then he was trying to put the wind up me. I wonder why, because he was actually a friend of mine. Was it just some Mother Hydra worming into his brain, or did someone tell him to put the wind up me? It's odd. Ultimately, it's not the homeless men that stabbed me, but the Treasury Casino management, the tech guy, who was so kind in recent months, putting the fan on me, because it was very, very hot in summer, and I said, can you please turn the industrial fan onto the, in my general direction so the dancers and people can cool down a bit. It's very, very hot here. And he did oblige me. But it does me a kindness on the one hand and stabs me right in my eye on the other hand. I abhor people like that who are two-faced and treacherous. It's beyond evil. Beyond fucking evil. And a few of the regulars who are now ex-friends, as they treated me like trash at a Turkish restaurant, Ahmet's in Southbank, back in December 2020, and I refused to allow that, so I defriended them. Don't ever ever humiliate me in public, invite me to a birthday dinner and then scream about money when I had the cash, I paid in cash. The chutzpah of it. And then screaming out that I'm a witch. Don't scream out. I mean, I am a witch. But there's no need to scream that out in a busy restaurant. Tisha, fucking thing she is. Well, anyway, I'm over that now because they were crass, had no couth and no honour and no basic decency. So don't miss her. Trust me on that one. And my other close friend that aligned with her, because there's nothing like schoolgirl bullying for them to form little allegiances and alliances, which is also crass and infantile and evil. But because I went to a single-sex high school, I'm well accustomed and know how to rise above crass, infantile schoolgirl bullying, by the way. Just didn't expect it to come from women in their 40s and 50s. I mean, they're just fucking embarrassing is what they are. So I'm glad I left that casino. I don't need to see those two females to start with. I keep my circle of friends very, very close. If you're in my inner circle of friends, you've earned that right and privilege by being consistently loving and consistently loyal, by the way. I still remember walking out on those two women with my head held high and the sweet release and delight of freedom on that hot summer's rainy evening. The steam sizzling in the rain puddles. I decided that I was never going to allow any bastard to denigrate me for my poverty issues again, as I have always paid my way. Always. Then Tuesday, with those evil perverted vets who constantly demanded money and more money, then denigrated me over my dead dog, denying him the comfort of his mother for the entire day. Monsters. I hope they burn in hell for what they did to me and Beauregard. As for the casino, meh. They fed off my joy, light and genuine love for a long, long time. Now I am done. No more mockery or sadism or false friendships. I will miss a few people there, Jane and Joe and Sally and Luke. We danced a long, wild dance for 12 years. Thanks. Bear in mind, not one of them has kept in contact with me. Luke's on my Facebook friendship list, but so he's probably watching what I write on Facebook and maybe, but no contact. So all that energy I invested into these shallow, callow friendships was a waste of my personal mana and energy. It's a bit upsetting when I think about it. Although Luke did defend me that night when the security came and said I had to, I wasn't welcome there basically anymore and I had to move, and I just walked out. Like, fuck you. But I saw Greg and the security leering and laughing and talking pointedly about me in front of my face. That's how infantile they are. They don't even know how to do things with discretion and honour. Right up in your face, they're telling me, we're going to get rid of you. So when I asked him what was going on, he said, oh, you're not 5-star enough. The nerve of it. The nerve. Anyway, the man's a raging borderline, so I don't really care. Let them rot in their own cesspit of their own existence, of their own making. It won't impact on my day. Trust me on that one. We danced a long wild dance for 12 years, yes we did. Thanks for the good times when we were all still pristine and sweet. Sending love to those who truly loved me, and a big fuck off to the rest. Indeed, who were just energy vampires, by and large. Charlie, you have to sit on my shoulder, because I'm... Alright, you want to stay on my hand? Okay, whatever. Charlie does whatever she wants, whatever. Can you tell? Charlie and I have got very similar spirits. We're brave and we're defiant and we're proud and we're honouring and honourable and loving, and we hold our line and we do whatever we want, whatever, as long as it doesn't harm other mortals. And we have each other. Oh, my little girl. 1:22 p.m. I had to laugh when I just realised those low-life scum dogs harassed me out of my dance space under the excuse that they are going 5-star at the newly built casino venue. There are 0 stars in hell in a space that allows men to shove their hands down the backs of women's panties, that allows women to get mock raped by other women while not wearing panties at all, which I arced up about that especially, that allow othering of the one woman who could see the whole house of cards collapsing and still dance there anyway. Your 5 stars are not worthy of me. What are you going to do now you have cleaned up all the loyal customers who actually had heart, intellect, personalities, courage? I can see the new venue populated by NPCs and dead, soulless, empty zombie vessels. Oh wait, it's been like that for a while. I wonder what brought that on. Well, we all know, don't we? Yes, we do. Who are your overlords, Treasury Casino? You are no longer under human dominion. No one in this whole country is ruled or managed by humans anymore. Ask me how I know, laughing my ass off. You could have behaved like actual adults. Your managers could have treated me with courtesy and respect and not got your security guards to do your dirty work for you. You are not worthy of management positions. You are an embarrassment and a disgrace, and I will add cowards to that as well. Sending the boys out to do a woman's job, am I right? Disgraceful. And no, I will never be silenced. I chose to remove myself from your toxic wasteland. But people are not dumb. They can see what you did to good people who did no harm but sought to dance. I always bought at least one drink, so I always paid my way. But you killed the dog. I'm using this metaphorically, people, although my dog had just died. But you killed the dog, and the dogs of winter will eat you in the end. It's natural law. Be ready. I will wait. 5 stars. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha. Hardy hardy hardy. Ha. 3:01 p.m. Interesting cloud formation. fix it properly. Oh, here we go. And I posted a photo of Charlie. So looking very alert and aware in the garden. Being a lovely girl, weren't you, Charlie? Were you being a lovely girl? Yes, thank God for the lovely girls. All we need is lovely girls. As my mother used to quip to my dying stepfather, because she was evil and liked kicking people when they were down. Bring on the dancing girls. Where are the dancing girls now, Case? Right here, Gisela, your daughter, dancing to her own ultimate immolation. Death comes to us all eventually, but I'll be dancing until I can no longer dance for whatever reasons. Whether my health deteriorates further, or I die, or someone actually does stab me, or whatever reasons. The dance will continue, babies. I hardly remember that young mother so in love with her children she stayed in a bad marriage to try to provide stability, which backfired miserably. So now I dance. What else can I do? Ruined as I have been by men and my own mother. What else can I do but dance and eke some measure of joy out of every fucking day? Can you even see it? Tanya, Crystal and Jasmine going to a Purim party. When I used to be a religious Reformed Jew as well. Oh, the irony. Another thing I wasted decades of heart and soul on, only to be constantly, perniciously betrayed and slandered and attacked and raped and strangled by fellow Jews, Jewish men. Oh, fuck it all. It's like, I don't even know why I bother staying alive on this planet. But, you know, well, I kept failing at suicide, so there is that. Well, the 2 attempts anyway, the 2 serious attempts. And my psychiatrist fights for me to stay alive because he loves me that much and he knows my worth as a woman and as a spirit. Wants me to have my beautiful life with my beautiful man, however that manifests. So here I am fighting on every day, babies, even without my beautiful man in my life. It is what it is. 6th of August 2021. Today's vainglorious acts of defiance. I did the washing, changed my bed linen, cleaned Charlie's cage. Oh, Charlie, you're so sweet. And then cleared the guttering. I am now walking the dog and bird. It's a glorious day, and my bird and dog and I will thrive. I just want to show you what she's doing. She's making baby bird noises and closing her eyes and enjoying having her ears scratched. She's very happy, and she's probably one of the reasons why I'm still alive too, because I have to look after my bird till one of us departs this mortal coil. Hopefully not her. She's only young. She's only 10 years old. But anyway, reasons to stay alive: beauty, true love, art, music, the dance, poetry, literature, a kiss on the cheek from my beloved one, my handsome, talented beloved one, hugs and kisses from my true friends. Reasons to stay alive, am I right? Love you, Charlie. Yesterday, this is still in 2021. Yesterday I rang my daughter. She is in quarantine for 2 weeks because someone brought the latest variant to her workplace at Goma. During the conversation, I asked about Jasmine, my younger daughter who's estranged, who she informed me has moved to Sydney. She unleashed on me that I was an awful mother for kicking Jasmine out twice during her adolescence. I reminded her that she always conveniently forgets the full picture, the stealing, drug taking, abuse of me as a mother when at that time I was barely able to cope or provide for them and under constant vicious attack. So sending Jasmine to her father when she was 15 was the right decision at that point in time. Well, I thought it was. Of course, he was a dead shit, so probably it was not such a good decision, but where was she going to go? Foster care? I prefer to keep my children with their own blood. At least we know what level of monstrosity we're dealing with, rather than total strangers. But maybe I should have sent her into foster care with total strangers. She might have fucking appreciated me as a parent then. Maybe, maybe not. Later, when I kicked her out at 19, it was because of the escalation of violence and financial abuse. She pulled a knife and chased Crystal around for money when I was on my one and only holiday, gone back to New Zealand for 3 weeks. So I had all that stress getting phone calls from my friend Gail saying, your kids are going mental and going berserk, and Jasmine's chasing Crystal with a knife and they're wanting your key card. I said, there's hardly any fucking money in the key card. There's only enough to buy them food for the 3 weeks. Like, what the actual fuck? But I was the bad mother, by the way. I was the arsehole. Isn't that interesting how they always manage to twist it and make me out to be the arsehole? The arseholes. But anyway, it was prophesied, I think in Revelations in the Christian Bible, but it was also prophesied by Nostradamus too, that in the end days that children would turn against their parents and brother against brother and so on and so forth. And we're living that nightmare now. It's come to pass. I've been living it for 2 decades actually. What can I say? The breakdown of Western civilization and the soul loss and the degradation. Crystal informed me that Jasmine was a child and that it was I that was in the wrong. She also told me that my psyche is useless as he has not taught me resilience. Interesting bit of projection there, especially since the fact that I'm alive at 59 and 4 months with all my health issues and all my serious trauma issues, alone on a planet with minimal support and no family and only few very, very precious friends, alone, can tell any motherfucker worth their salt, including her incompetent psychologist who projects and projects because she's an incompetent asshole. I'm the most resilient woman you've probably ever met in your life, Crystal's psychologist, and Crystal with all your projection. Far more resilient than even you are. I dragged you through alone with very little money on the single mother's pension, while simultaneously we were being threatened with rape and mutilation on a daily basis. I'd like to see you do the same job for your children. Oh, but wait, that's right. There are none. I'm not blaming her for that though. That's just the cards that were dealt her and Jasmine, but I'd like to see her go through what I went through alone under constant attack by my own mother and her then husband and my former lovers and their hench people as well. All the flying monkeys, including from my Jewish community. I survived all of them. That, my friends, is resilience and defiance and more power and strength and honour and guts and integrity than you could ever poke a stick at or dream of in your wildest imaginings. You piss, weak, malfeasant cunts. Sorry, I had a little mind burst there, but it needs to be said. There's a reason why I am the way I am today. My resilience. I have reached a decision. COVID has brought out the ugliest and basest in my family. Yes, it has. It's actually poisoned them all, poisoned their, or worm-tongued their brain. If they weren't already worm-tongued to begin with, it kind of put the nail in that coffin, babies. But COVID is not responsible for the ongoing pernicious historic abuses. Can't blame that illness on everything. They have to take responsibility for their mind fuckery and their treachery and betrayal of me, by the way. They really do. Grow up, be an adult, take responsibility. Be resilient even. Let's use that word, resilience. I told Crystal that I am angry because not once, especially in recent times with my dead cat and that vile colonoscopy which has left me weak and in pain, has she ever stood by me. Not once. It's actually a repeat pattern of what my mother used to do to me. Kick me when I'm sick and vulnerable and down, like the cowardly dogs they really are. Wait till I'm vulnerable and ill. That's the calibre of their souls. I ended the phone call. So here it goes. In recent years, I have been actively decluttering my home in preparation for what? I was not even sure. But I have reached a decision. I don't have a family. The last remnants were my friend Jared and my daughter Crystal. They have been moving carefully into a more solid alliance over the past 10 years. I love them, but I am well aware that I have been pushed aside and isolated even further, especially in the past few years. I very rarely see, I don't see Crystal anymore since September, but I very rarely see Jared. I spoke to him yesterday. He's busy, living his own life and, working, and I get it. Everyone's busy. And, but my daughter trashing me the way she has done, no, not acceptable behaviour. Just no. Since I'm forced to go through this life constantly struggling and alone, especially now in a pandemic that frankly will get worse before it gets better, then I must actively choose my own life and carefully curate my future if there is any hope of one for me. I'm done being rejected, abandoned, and even attacked when I am vulnerable. I have had a lifetime of that. Even when as a child going to school, it was constant and chronic and pernicious and vicious. As my psychiatrist said, he doesn't even know how I survived my childhood. Oh, Crystal, by the way, if you watch my videos, which I suspect she does, by the way, so I'm not holding back. That's called resilience. Yeah? You wouldn't understand about that. But as soon as I possibly can afford it and have eliminated the rest of my stuff that holds me back, I might as well add emotional as well as physical, by the way. Done a lot of shedding in the last 5 years, a lot of culling of evil, rotten, false friends, and a lot of shedding. I will take myself and Beauregard and Charlie and move as far away from Brisbane as possible. I really actually still need to do that. Take Charlie, and we should go somewhere where people are kinder and more welcoming and more inclusive and less othering and cruel and sadistic. But, you know, the past 12 months, as I say, and I stand by my truth, I have been welcomed and included in the Brooklyn Standard Club and, you know, tolerated and treated with kindness. There's been a few weirdos that tried to attack me, but by and large, it's been a wonderful, safe, loving space for me. And I've very much enjoyed dancing there. And I'll be dancing there again on Friday night, by the way. And I've enjoyed the friendships that some of the friendships were with people in the bands that I've known for many years in the music scene. But I've particularly loved and enjoyed the deepening of our friendships, and that you've been so gorgeous to me, Ramjet and Alter Egos. I've the way you've included me and even put the guitar in my hand, Juddy, and said you're part of the band now, that meant a lot to me. I want to cry. That's how much it meant to me, that you acknowledged the many, many years of effort I put into this Brisbane music scene at the casino and many years ago at Irish Murphy's and the Elephant. And one time I had a wonderful night at the Tempo Bar where Burst and fussed over me because it was my birthday, my 49th birthday, so that was 2014. So to you all, my darlings, I love you immensely, that you've made me so welcome and treated me like a queen, actually, like a queen. And it's been very nourishing and kind of you. Keeps me going, cleaves me to this planet a bit longer, knowing that there's people out there who love me when my own bloodlines are incapable of it or choose to twist everything into something ugly when that wasn't necessary at all. Anyway, here I continue writing back in 2021. The city has been a trap and a misery to me for 33 years, now 36 years. I stayed here initially when my marriage imploded 26 years ago, so my kids could have access to their cuntish father. I thought that was the right thing to do, but really it was a mistake. Here I write, that was a mistake I am still paying for. I am alone and in truth always have been. I will take back control over what is left of my life and strive to be happy. Where will I go? I always dreamed of living in Byron, but I can't afford that. I'm also very conscious that I would be at high risk of homelessness and that I would never again get such a lovely government house and garden, so I will likely end up in a tiny one-bedroom place somewhere. My psychiatrist recommended I don't do that because he said I will suicide if I end up in a tiny space with 4 walls closing in on me every day. He's right. I need my home and I need my garden. It's actually life-saving for me. Here I continue writing. The other option is suicide. Ever more tempting as this pernicious abuse keeps escalating. Sigh. And my friend Brechtje Tit, who lives in Amsterdam in the Netherlands, wrote back, I do so resonate with you in every aspect that you mention. Every. My family is diminished to only my brother and mother, and I'm having difficulties with them, which are echoes from the 80s when we lived a very humble life after the divorce. They never draw lines between the past and now, and wrong patterns are repeated daily. Through therapy, I learnt to recognise them, but since then I got more lonely, since they absolutely do not understand and are very self-occupied. After looking at all my friendships and lovers, I realised they all mirror my family dynamics. It is always about them. They never put effort in the relationship with me or give attention. I've been pushed and programmed to be the rock, the helper, since I was born. So recently I lost 2 good friends, the 2 ones that were left, and it feels scary and unstable. But I can't go on with relationships in this form. I give, they take. I am truly alone and I can't talk about it because nobody understands. And if I start, I always get a reaction like, maybe you are selfish yourself, you want too much, etc. I only want some sincere attention and understanding. Then I live in the centre of a city that is like a Disney World for tourists and young people with money. I am looking at the rich, dumb people who are destroying this earth with cars, motors, boats, expensive clothes and jewellery and drugs. They have shallow fun and scream all day and night like toddlers. So I also like to move to a more natural place, but I can't afford it, and I need an Aldi close by for their coffee, grinning face. So I understand you and your process, and you are not completely alone. And reading this, neither am I. To you, Brechi. I wrote back, hugs, darling. She wrote back, to you too. And I replied, I spent the day playing loud music and working around the house and singing and occasionally dancing as well. Alone. I saw my neighbour Robin on my walk and told her how distressed I was. She told me to stay in my home no matter what, as I would never get any better living conditions and could end up worse off. She is right, of course. The urge to run away and start life fresh is intense. But where can I go without money to even buy my own home or get me far enough away? I will probably die in this house. So much for my dreams of finding a life partner or travelling the world or having a loving, supportive family or tribe. Well, I must say, I have a tribe now at the Brooklyn Standard. I do indeed. The majority of us are all a bit weird and quirky too, so we vibe together and we jive together and we enjoy my weekends on a Friday. And Rose, the bar, I think she's the bar manager, even suggested I come on Saturdays as well. She asked me last Friday if I would come tomorrow. I said I can't, I'm just too wrecked after a whole night of dancing. I have to go back to recuperate. She said, I wish I could do that because they're young and they're having to work full time. I get it. It's a lot. But if my CPAP works in 6 to 12 months' time and my lungs are coping and I have better rest, I probably will come out 2 or even 3 nights a week dancing and try and exercise the fat off my body, although I keep piling it back on with feeding myself comfort food and haven't quite reached homeostasis yet. But I will come out more often when I'm stronger and healthier and have more vitality. Because I love dancing. I do. And I love the wild music. And I love my little drinky poos. Although if I dance 2 or 3 nights, I'll have to limit it to 2 drinks a night because I don't want to overdo the alcohol, darlings. It's not good for my fatty liver, which is fatty from food-related reasons, not alcoholism. like my Malfeasant evil former GP tried to imply. I'm not an alcoholic. In fact, on Friday night, I only had... Oh no, that's not true. The previous week, I only had 2 Jack Daniels all night and drank water the rest of the night. But no, this Friday I had quite a bit to drink. It's probably why I'm not feeling all that well, to be honest. Because I bought a Jack Daniels, and then I had another Jack Daniels later. And then Nerida gave me her cider. And then a lady who I'd only just met with her man bought me, I don't even know what it was. I think it was Southern Comfort with ginger ale. It was nice. I drank it. So I had four drinks on Friday night. But that's usually my limit. I don't drink more than that because I've got to drive home at the end of the night too. So I drink and I dance wildly and I get all the alcohol out of my system and then I drive home. And I did breathalyze myself. Lynn will be happy to know I'm using her breathalyzing gadget, and I was 0, 0, 0, and then I double checked and I was 0, 0, 0. So I'm right. I know 4 drinks is fine because I'm fat and I dance it all out, so I don't store excess alcohol in the bloods. Gets flushed out by my bladder as well too. So anywho, that's all I have to say about that. But yes, if I go 3 nights a week, I'll have to just limit it to 2 drinks per night. Otherwise, that's 6 drinks a week, and that's enough. Don't need any more than that. Ow! Charlie, you don't bite his mama. No. Why are you getting all silly? You were having a lovely cuddle before. Now she wants to swing from the chandeliers. That's what she does. She's like her mother. She likes to swing from the chandeliers. Oh, well, it can be fun swinging from the chandeliers sometimes. As long as you have a safe landing. Someone nice to cuddle up with. Just saying. Anyway, I don't know why I threw that in at the end. I guess I'm lonely. Oh, but it's okay. I'd rather be lonely than be with a malfeasant, cruel, sadistic, awful, malicious, rapey, murderous asshole like I've had in the past. So I'm okay with being alone. It's not so bad. Anyway, Brekkie Tit replied, well, we have to keep enjoying the little things, like you say, singing and dancing, and your creative output. And my God, I'm quite blocked. She's an artist. But I keep busy with clearing out my house to keep the dream alive of leaving. Money is a difficult thing, but it's always nice to make little trips. That's something. She's right about that. I might not be able to afford to live in Byron Bay because only the very wealthy can afford to live there now. But I can make day trips and walk around like a queen, swim in the ocean and have my lovely orgasmic falafels. And, no one knows that I'm broken down and beaten down except for the big crease on my forehead's a bit of a giveaway. And, and people, by and large, because it's a tourist destination, are warm and welcoming and friendly, and I can pretend that I'm living my dream in Byron Bay. Why not? Everything starts with believing and manifesting and making your dreams a reality sometimes, just by willpower and thought alone. But of course, we need the money that goes with it. But it's okay. It's all good. Whatever the gods decree, the gods decree. What are you doing, Charlie? And she's climbing all over my hands. 6th of August 2020. Some lovely blooms in my garden. The Louisiana iris. I may never get to New Orleans, baby. So I grow the Louisiana iris instead. How people see you when you say, no, I'm not a Christian, I'm spiritual, or in my case, well, I used to be a religious Jew, didn't I? Let's have a chuckle about that. I wrote back on the top, okay, I'm a little bit like this. Can be very dark indeed. Depending on my mood or what motherfuckers tried to fuck with me, like my early ramblings about what happened at the casino a year ago. It is what it is. Don't fuck with me and you won't see my wrathful dark side. I'm only human after all. My friend Efren Pardo, who I knew from working with him at the Queensland Police Service Academy, 1999 to 2000, June 1999 to 2000. I think he arrived a bit later, a few months in. When people can't find an explanation, they find someone to blame. Laura Martin wrote, yikes, as a Christian in the age of Trump, I often feel the need to apologise and explain. I am a Christian, but I am not an asshole and or moron. I know many people who are not Christian, but who live their lives more in accord with the teachings of Jesus than Trump and his minions. She put a asterisk next to the name Jesus. Care for the sick, feed the hungry, show love and compassion for all. It's not rocket science. Just be kind, don't be an asshole, and above all, don't lock children up in cages. End of sermon. Namaste. Shalom. I love her. If I ever get enough money, I'll go and visit her in Canada, if we both live long enough for that event to actually take place. I hope to see her one day. She's a wonderful woman. I wrote back, Laura Martin, I have a few recovering Christian friends. I myself am a recovering Jew. I am spiritual. Sometimes I am still an asshole, but only when it matters. I see so many fake people and false prophets and power plays and epic narcissism and psychopathology wrapped up in religious or spiritual dogma. But as an elderly man recently reminded me, I am a catalyst. I bring light to my own darkness, and when people try to abuse me or are deeply shallow, they quickly discover their own mirror. This year I have catalyzed quite a few people right out of my life as I saw their viciousness or treachery. The last one did it right up in my face, so that was a gift of sorts. No playing catch up, trying to figure out where I went wrong or why I was feeling so depleted. A psychic vampire par excellence. I recognised I must be deeply powerful in my core as I survived all that, even while dancing post-surgery. Being drained when you are already physically sick with a chronic infection like the gallstones was not cool. But true colours were shown to me in that supermarket. Smiling sadistically at me because he knew it would be the final straw. I actually held my sacred space, but left my body momentarily. It felt like the doors opening and closing between worlds, like the opening scenes of Maxwell Smart. My psychiatrist asked why I didn't just yell at him to fuck the hell off, which is my usual response, by the way, to assholes. I said, There was no need. He had smirked in my face and I had just stared. I'm talking about the couple that ran ecstatic dance that I participated in for 2.5, 3 years, turning savage for no reason. Again, another example of psychic vampirism, turning savage for no reason. I hadn't done anything, just participated in their group for 3 years, enjoyed myself actually, had a lovely time for most of those 3 years. So I honestly don't understand what that was even about. Just more othering and elitism on his part. Awful it was. In shock, I had just stared. In shock as he had faked friendship so well. I hate those types. I call them smiling assassins. It's smile into your face and they're on your Facebook and, you know, they're praising you and they're building you up, waiting for their opportunity to rip you apart or tear you down. Smiling assassins. Yeah, when I identify those, they get removed off my Facebook friendship list immediately. I absolutely abhor those types. You know. But at least he did it right up in my face in the supermarket, telling me that I wasn't good enough for them to visit me at my home. Another one, another elitist, cuntish snob, like Dave Charles and Sarah Burt, by the way. Vicious they were, absolutely vicious, but not worth the scrap under my fingernail ultimately. But I existed in a fake marriage for 10.5 years. I had a fake mother-daughter relationship. Trying to get love from loveless, cruel people was somewhat of a speciality of mine. Now I'm done. I just walk away with my head high, knowing I could never have had any kind of true love and or friendship with people like that. They lack the soul, indeed they do. The heart, the decency, and the courage. It takes courage and loyalty to be in my life. Yes, it does. I was so very broken, so I had to grow from so many, many traumas and rebuild myself almost to the point I became a little bit suprahuman. Another word for that, Crystal, it's called resilience. Honestly, it's so distressing to me to find out that she's really grown up to be a dickhead too. Honestly, demanding me an apology when she was the one that was evil to me when I said I thought I was dying in September. Wants me to grovel and apologise to her. For what? For my merest survival? I never had a chance at normal, thriving existence, but I tried. I went dancing. I put myself out into an often unkind, sadistic, shallow world, and I grew myself up. Each time I grew, some cuntish demon disguised as a lover or friend slashed me back down, tried to bury me alive. But I bloomed in the desolation, the desecration of the Desiree, the Tanya, the little one that wanted only to be loved and valued and respected, cared for. Not much to ask, but it was almost impossible. But I had a lovely day yesterday. Lynn came to visit and we hugged and held each other a long time. It meant a lot to me, that human connection. So yes, sometimes I writhe in my own fury and cast down curses and throw bones at people who only threw their own shit in my face. Sometimes I am the haggard hag, and other times the warrior, goddess, queen, resplendent, triumphant, and glorious. It's all part of my journey to becoming everything and nothing, the I and the thou, sublime to ridiculous. I woke up this morning and declared my usual affirmation. I am deeply loved, valued and cherished, and so it is. Not many mortals love me or appreciate me. I understand why. It's okay. I will keep doing me, smiley face. Blessed be all the manifestations of love, light, truth, beauty. We got this. My friend Sheila Snow wrote back, I am both. I highly recommend David Icke's show, Escape the Matrix, on Gaia.com. What he is currently saying makes perfect sense. Trigger warning, spiritual and or religious abuse, child sexual abuse. Cup of tea time for those of you of fragile emotional bearings right now. Some days are harder than others, so take a break from the Tanya. Sometimes the Tanya wishes she could take a break from the Tanya, but she can't. This is what I'm left with now. This is who I am. Alive against all the odds, resilient, defiant, courageous, and as free as I can possibly manage in this paradigm. How many trees did this religious organisation murder to peddle their religion? I already have my own sacred space garden. My sign on my front gate states quite clearly, no proselytizers, no trespassers, no hawkers, no psychic vampires. Killing trees for ridiculous shit like this grinds my gears. Also utilising a time of pandemic and playing on people's vulnerabilities. Ghastly. As for their health, they let their own children die rather than share blood transfusions with other humans to save their lives. Evil, perverted and heinous. Although to be fair, in the post-COVIDian epoch, it's probably not such a silly idea. Just saying. Even more evil and heinous, not supporting child victims of sexual abuse within their institutions, claiming there must be 2 adult male witnesses who are elders of the community. Almost impossible for any child to provide that, as most paedophiles are cunning, treacherous and perform in secrecy, or in full view if they believe they have enough status to not be ever suspected. Shame, Jehovah's Witness organisation. Utterly disgraceful and shameful, as are all religious organisations, including my own, who filthily betray our children and adult survivors. Now go in peace, but stay the fuck away from me and stop wasting our earth and trees on nonsense. And I posted the letter, which I took great offence at because I hate seeing these kind of solicitations made, literally wasting paper which is made from trees, our world being obliterated for just utter nonsense. I find it a gross insanity and a perversion and an evil. I feel the same way about all the real estate things that they plant in my letterbox. It's just a waste of paper. I'm not interested in their shit anyway. I should put a sign on my front gate, no junk mail, but occasionally some of the junk mail is useful, like pizza vouchers. kind of have to laugh at that. Or, you know, occasionally there might be something useful that gets pummeled through my front gate. But this one really ground my gears. I'll read it out to you. To whom it may concern, good day. As social distancing conditions ramp up, we decided to send a letter to our neighbours that brings encouragement for everyone. Now, you decided to force yourselves on us via our letterbox. As COVID-19 cases are on the rise and governments have further escalated their response to the virus, we respectfully adhere to the current social distancing laws and feel it would be irresponsible to come to your door and talk face to face with you, because I would have told you I'm not interested anyway. So it's all good. That part's all good. As one of local Jehovah's Witnesses in your area, our message is timely. We would like to share the Bible truths with you. What, that we're all going down in a blaze of His own glory? Don't need to be a Jehovah's Witness to know that much. The Bible tells us the reason why these current conditions are happening and what the future holds for humanity. They've got some very strange ideas about the only select few that get to stay alive on this planet. Am I right? 144,000? Sounds a bit like culling of the population to me. That's already been implemented, by the way. It doesn't sit well with me, just saying. You may or may not be interested in the Bible. My people wrote the Torah, you fools. We wrote your Bible. However, we have found the Bible to be helpful in our lives and we want to recommend it to others. In fact, the Bible that helps me understand the future plan of our Creator is in Isaiah 33. Chapter 33 verse 24 says, no one will be sick and the dead will live again. And they forget that a lot of the writers of the Torah were high on shrooms most of the time. Yes, I did say that out loud, and yes, it can be verified. The drug references are constantly there if you know where to look for them. Anyway, at Act 24:15, which will be in the Christian Bible, promised. They kind of lose their shit in this paragraph. There's so many kind of grammatical mistakes. And that the whole earth will become a beautiful garden, as pretty as real paradise will exist. Well, why don't you try making your own gardens, like I have done for many years at my own expense of labour and money, and then you will have a beautiful earth and a garden to sit in, instead of fantasising about some imaginary one that you've put no effort to, but chop down trees to make your paper, to write your idiotic letters to the Tanya. Dickheads. Vile, verminous dickheads is what they are. But I've got to live amongst them. And we are all invited to live on that peaceful paradise here on earth, as Revelations 21:5 adds, look, I am making all things new. Well, yes, creativity is a wondrous thing. Got me through the COVID epoch. Make your own things. Recycle, upcycle, restyle, regrade, upgrade. Create from scratch as well if you have the resources. Sit in your own garden, hold on to your own line, keep your own sanity, and don't murder trees for some, developer like they do here, mow all the trees down when they build a house. It's evil too. And don't chop down trees for this kind of propaganda. The grossest of evil. And then they think they're good people doing good. The grossest of all evils. Sorry, but my inner druid comes out from time to time. by the gods. Not that I'm an actual Druid, but I do understand how they must have felt when Christianity came along and decimated them all. Look at this bullshit. They're so brainwashed and sightless and evil, they don't even realise it. This is the disturbing part. Look, I'm making all things new. Also, he says, write, for these words are faithful and true. It doesn't even make logical, cogent sense on the basis of what they're trying to put out here. But yes, speak your truth and write your truth and be your truth and honour your truth and live your truth and die if you must die in your own truth. Yes, I agree with that. That part is very, 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 very important to every human being. But their truth has been distorted for 2,000 years, so they don't even know which end is up anymore, unfortunately, as my beautiful Laura Martin wrote earlier. She is a true Christian, by the way, a wonderful Christian woman. If you wish to know more, they keep writing, please avail yourself of our website. It's absolutely free to browse around and available to everyone, as it should be if you're promulgating your religion. It answers life's big questions, and provides you with comfort and hope for a wonderful future. The website is, I'll give it to you because fair play, someone might not agree with me and want to become a Jehovah's Witness. The website is www.jw.org, just so you can browse around for your own, interest. I'm very open and broad-minded. I accept everyone equally unless they try and force their religion down my neck. Then I arc up about it a bit. But I understand that we all have our soul journeys on this planet. We all have our little roles to play. They thought they were doing a very nice thing, wasting trees and energy. Thank you for taking time to read. Have a wonderful day. And here I write, but we kill trees for junk mail, then compost it to feed the worms. It's insane. We need trees to breathe. Rachel wrote, could make good compost though. And I wrote, already in the worm farm. She wrote back, perfect. Sadly, there is no cure for stupid, she wrote. And I wrote back, emet, truth. And Laura Martin, who is a decent, worthy woman, worthy of using the name Christian, because I've seen her integrity, wrote back, unbelievable. I used to have an aunt who was a Jehovah's Witness. She was a real pain in the ass. She had her children so indoctrinated they wouldn't even come to my grandfather's birthday celebrations each year because JWs don't believe in birthdays. It's true. They don't celebrate Christmas or birthdays. Well, I don't celebrate Christmas for my own reasons, but I do. My birthday is an extravaganza, darlings. I look forward to my birthday every year. But I'm going to have to excuse myself a little bit, so I'll be back in a moment. I'm back from outer space with that look upon my face. Sorry about that. Where were we? Right, we're up to 6th of August 2019. Yesterday I was rather frantically mopping the floors when Jared arrived. Riley, he quipped, "What celebrity is coming to visit this time?" It has taken me 6 weeks to recover enough strength to properly vacuum and clean the floors. So this was indeed a moment of triumph, laughing my ass off. That's, oh no, I won't go into it, doesn't matter now, about which celebrity. It's an in joke. So later in the evening, I received a text from my errant. I replied, "No one. They are all trickster spirits, but my house will be clean." So later in the evening, I received a text from my errant disengaged daughter, asking to come over next morning to pick up the remains of her stuff I have been storing since she dumped everything and ran away to the UK, like 4.5 years ago. She is hiring a van and putting everything into storage as her apartment has black mould and is ruining everything. Then she plans to move into a better place, which she did eventually do, thank God. I whatevered. Whatever. Charlie, I'll be back. Right, got a cloth this time. Where was I? Oh, yes. I whatevered. Whatever, was ever. Scheissenhausen. I turned to Jared. "Here comes the celebrity you prophesied." We both had to laugh. My intuition is, as usual, on point. Further decluttering of Crystal's stuff will be nice at long last. My friend Kellyanne wrote, "Hey, don't you be knocking that poor, neglected, underutilised, but wonderful, effective and remarkably useful adjective, whatever. Whatever you suck shit is my best friend at the moment, and I will defend him till the cows come home. Frantically whatevering away my life is what keeps me going every day. If you will please excuse my grammatically incorrect evolution of an adjective into a pronoun and then a verb," laughing face. And I wrote back, isn't she delightful? I just love her. I wrote back, "I have been whatevering since early childhood. Exhibit A." Although, to be fair, I was trying to catch a ball, I think. But I call it my whatever photo. My kid has come and gone. She didn't realise there was so much stuff still here, so got a little grumpy as she did not allocate my time, as if that was somehow my fault, by the way. I can't win. I can never win. I gave her a few extra items, a large crystal vase and other schmotzes, as I am loving decluttering my life of residual Omi energy. Omi is German for grandmother. It's my mother's stuff. I told Crystal if I had money, I would have gone travelling to Europe by now, or anywhere actually, but I am still trapped by other people's stuff, so I am happy she reclaimed hers. 2 big boxes of acting books gone from under my spare bed. Also, she was delighted to discover I still had her paintings under the bed. Ouch! As well. Why are you biting, Mama? Bad bird. Some of her precious art got destroyed by the black mould in her apartment. One painting here got pissed on by possums too under the house, so I told her to take a photo of it and remake it one day. So she did. Ho-hum, swings and roundabouts. Anyway, the house has purged itself. Phew. It turns out Crystal has rented a 1-bedroom apartment in South Brisbane near the convention centre, but doesn't move in for 3 more weeks, so is putting everything in storage in the meantime. So that is sensible. Then I posted another blurb. More decluttering. It's basically what I already said, so I won't repeat that part. I had not seen her since my surgery 6 weeks ago. We were civil with each other, but I felt tense and a tad emotional. That means on the brink of tears. But I held it back. It was good to finally be free of excess stuff. Later on, Lynn arrived and gave me a beautiful pedicure while we sat in the shade under the frangipani trees. When she departed, I finally gave her and Peter the 2 broken laptops so Peter can maybe fix them or get parts from them and pay it forward by giving another young woman in need a working laptop. So I feel happy about that too. 6th of August 2018. Asthma bad, unable to sleep, constantly craving my beloved. Why? Indeed, why? Why? What was that about? It was like I was under some enchantment. It really was. Maybe I was. You just don't know what people are capable of, are you? Anyway, not giving up on my beautiful heart. I love, therefore I am. Sacred, beautiful, gracious, blissful soul. Never going to regret the love I gifted to pour out of me like an ever-spiraling fountain. 23 years alone and still alive and still precious and still growing in love and finding soul connections with those who honour me in profound and miraculous ways. To my beautiful soul friends who do, and doctors times 2, who do honour me. I was played for a fool, violated, desecrated, decimated, but I got up again. Resilience, Crystal, resilience. Climbed higher in my dream, dared to venture into the night amidst the darkness of my own soul, and found magic and bliss and lightness of being in this tired, patched up, broken body. The past few months have been amazing. I have found new vigour and zest for life, in spite of all my pain and suffering and relentless griefs for what was taken from me. I am replenishing myself from the source of life itself, even as I long to gently let go. 2018 was an astonishing year for me. I did a lot of soul growth that year. I am tethered by heart and by the primal confluence of Mother Earth, by her song lines and by the magic of the dance, by joy in small things, and right now by my purring cat Penny. Thank you, my brave and beautiful friends, for loving me no matter what and bearing witness to my myriad rebirthings, breath by breath, step by step, day by day. The years have fallen away and still we hold on to each other. Older, wiser, patiently marking time and waiting for our Godot and losing our religions, but finding love and magic in strange places. Later I wrote, I'm seriously considering writing submissions for the Me Too campaign, but the thought of all the ignominy and betrayal by my community fills me with an abject sense of utter worthlessness. It's like walking around like one of those newfangled Dyson fans with a giant hole in them, sucking and blowing blowing out air all at the same time, like a fucking sinkhole, signifying nothing, going nowhere, but ultimately cooling or heating the pain of my paradigm and the angst of our times. Then I have moments of feeling like jumping off a tall building or throwing myself in front of a train to obliterate the thing that had to survive no matter what, but just wanted to be loved and keep myself and my children safe. I have experienced several months of happiness, but now the old dog of truth comes knocking, a choice to remain silent or to light the way for others to learn by my not so fine example how to get older and find freedom and joy after being blown apart one too many times. My daughter says I need more spiritual healing. She wisely says there is power in silence, when screaming from the mountaintops has only left me hoarse and dry. I concurred, as my own mother used to ask me, "Why does it always have to be your head on the chopping block, Tanya?" While underneath that, she slowly, insidiously sliced and diced me until I could barely stand on my own 2 feet. Why do women sell each other out or down the river when we finally stand up, breast beating our berserker battle cries of dignity, justice, and truth? For I need to thrive, to be fully alive, and to have my truths honoured. Good luck with that. I have had to be strong for far too long, and soon enough my screaming serenade to the void will be silenced by the grave. But not yet. The fighter remains. Smiley face. The fighter always and forever remains, even with my rasping lungs right now. I think they didn't like the cold water I just drank down. I think of those who left me to flounder, or worse, those who climbed on my back as I lay dying and whipped my carcass to fuel their greed or false personifications of their reputations. One a clinical psychologist, another a retired social worker. Women who walked away when they realised it was bigger than Ben-Hur and I was never going to make it. So they victim blamed me instead. The bastards. But there were and or are good, kind people too. Signifiers of a life worth living, worth striving for. A homeless woman who called me her angel, but only because I took the time to be her friend, as I have lived the life of the outcast and the derided and shamed. Walked in those boots and climbed that mountain every fucking time. Oh, it's just an ad from AVG, which I don't even I'm not even using, oh, the irony. There were sponsors from my former community who lent or gifted me with enough money to survive another day, or to move house to safety, or to find another way. Some whom later then debased their gifts by accusing me of not paying back in full. A blatant lie. That was evil too. It's why I'm not friends with that woman or her husband ever again. That was really crass and evil to do that to me, to slander me in that way. But I also thank my hidden angels in positions of power who protected me when I was falsely accused of defamation. The whole thing smacked of a setup, but I stood up and was counted and placed myself in the firing line where no one else could or would, and that is whom I am and how I live, by integrity and raw grit and chutzpah, which in English means temerity or audaciousness. To face the abusers down wherever they conglomerate in their oozing fetid masses, in brackets, the asses. Then I tried to kill myself after the confluence of events amalgamated into one thing too much, only to be rescued by my determined, stoic earth angels again. You shall not die but live, it screams in the Mahzor on Yom Kippur, Day of Atonement. Mahzor is the prayer book for that day. The Tanya, me, little fierce but broken hobbit woman, says it's not how we die that matters, it's how well you have lived. And when I sleep in the dust of this beautiful earth, and who will lay beside me with their griefs and spiritual beauty, and hold my hand across the dimensions and say, you lived well, you fought hard, and I am so very proud of you. For I have had no lover, no father, no mother, no human who can tell me that and mean it. Except perhaps my psychiatrist, but he is paid by the state to build me up, buttercup. Thank God for him. A little bit of healthy transference is okay. Smiley face. It's one of the few humans to ever tell me that he's proud of me, by the way. Thank you, Brian. And my true friends as well. It's not yodeling you hear. Trust me on that. A tumescent humour gets me through. Please forgive me. But I digress. Me too. Me too. And on we go, my bright, beautiful survivors and warriors of the spirit. Here I posted a quote. It doesn't have the name of the person who quoted it, but it's quite wonderful. Love your fucking life. Take pictures of everything. Tell people you love them. Talk to random strangers. Do things that you're scared to do. Fuck it. Because so many of us die and no one remembers a thing we did. Take your life and make it the best story in the world. Don't waste that shit. And I responded with, absolutely. It took decades for me to fall in love with myself and my life. Long, long periods of healing. Too long. Perhaps I will be healing until I am dead, but it is powerful, majestic, and beautiful. Becoming all that I am, every moment, creating a better, safer, saner life for myself and all of us. I've got an immense craving for Japanese curry at the Mr. Curry at Garden City. I really want to go and get that right now, but I can't. I've got to finish my video, am I right? And I can go there tomorrow after I have my debrief with my handsome, talented, amazing Brian, my psychiatrist. 6th of August 2017. I'm awake early. I slept a lot yesterday in recovery from dancing on Friday night. I cannot dance both nights anymore. Even one night nearly kills me. This was back in 2017, and so I concur. 7 years later, it still takes a lot out of me. But by the gods, I fly. It's amazing and I love it. But it knocks me down for a few days. But I will keep going for at least one night as long as my body allows me. I have tooth pain again, and the last one they operated on, so maybe having a tooth infection that comes and goes is knocking me around. Who knows? Anyway, I am up and about, looking forward to another gorgeous winter's day. I had a coughing fit when I first stepped outside to greet the sun. Pardon me. Who knew fresh air could kill ya? But it soon passed, and as the morning progresses, the air is kinder and warmer to my lungs. I miss my daughter. I miss my unrequited beloved. I miss my opulent home in Byron Bay that I have not manifested yet. Winky face, ha ha. But my life is still awesome. So here we go. Choose life. Let's celebrate. Later I wrote, happiness is watching Charlie have a bath. Yes, it is, Charlie. I have cleaned out the pond filters, topped up the ponds, cut some lovely lavender flowers for drying, pruned a few heliconias, now knackered, craving wine and a good rest. I'll have to settle for yet another cup of tea instead. I sense a big change coming. Even though I'm exhausted, I have a roiling excitement in the pit of my stomach. I just need to wait for what manifests. It's in the hands of the gods. Later I wrote, oh my goddess, rain at last. Of course, as I filled all the ponds and watered the garden. Let's hope it's a good, healthy cleansing as the earth here needs it. P.S. Nup, just a fizzling, dribbling drizzle. Again, just as well I watered. Later I wrote, remaking necklaces, watching the White Princess. The Tudors were a corrupt lot. Interesting. 6th of August 2016. Last night was amazing. I went into full tribal dancing mode on only 2 drinks all night. So now I know it is not the booze that drives my insatiable lust for stomping and thromping my beleaguered 51-year-old body into the ground. At one moment, I thought I might have a heart attack, but I kept going until 3 a.m. when suddenly the surreal ghost of a former athlete / warrior / ancient spirit of the dance left me. It poured into the floor like a discarded silken chemise. I watched it float away and reabsorb into the dance floor. So I'm not joking when I say I poured a lot of personal spiritual energy into those spaces. Instantaneously, on went my cardigan, biker jacket, satchel slung peremptorily over my shoulder, kisses of goodbye to my casino friends. lurched out of there, sat down with George, my busker friend, then staggered with exhaustion to the kebab shop so I could feed my face. Kebab would be nice right now. I'm hungry, can you tell? Stomped back to George, ate my kebab, then stumbled to the car park. So written off physically, I could barely get into the car. Had a brief rest, then drove home. Another long rest in my driveway. I turned the car off and sat in the soothing dark for long minutes, contemplated sleeping where I sat, but thought of my old woman's back. Got out of my car, scrambled haphazardly to the steps, laughing inside that people who saw me would assume I was drunk. I painfully scaled the 12 steps to my door, let myself in, let Bobo out, removed jewellery, corset, bra, clothes, and boots. Let in my faithful, committed, mutually exclusive, true love, the beau en regard. Look at him. Oh! Carried him atop my bed. He has finally learned not to pee on my bed, so gets to enjoy the electric blanket and Mama's warm, snuffly snoring and molten body fat. Bliss. So the little bastard fights with Penny for top dog position on my bed. She hisses and snarls in contempt, leaps off the bed, vomits. I don't care, fuck it, too tired. The undeadable zombie creature must rest. I pass out, not before thinking, as is my wont, of the one I love and how splendid and magnificent, wild my life is, but the price of being single, isolated, admired and abhorred in equal measure by men who shoulda, coulda loved me the right way, but can't or won't, sends me into a few minutes of deep, deep grief. But then, fuck it. This is who I am now. 7 years ago. Not much has changed, babies. Warrior goddess of love and hate, fear and loathing, but also so much love that burns inside me like a fire that cannot or will not be consumed by mere mortals or shadow puppets. A former zombie woman lives to dance another night. May the Holy One, wherever that entity exists in the space-time continuum amidst the multiverses. I always look up, but that energy could be anywhere, am I right? May the Holy One that created my soul and coordinated my journey and threw obstacles to love, joy, success in my path, and laughed when I stumbled and crumbled like a violent crumble, chocolate never far from my psychedelic, writhing psyche. Bless me with a good life, surrounded by real and true loves, and shalom. Amen. One of my young friends is 6 weeks pregnant. Dear heart, I predicted this several months ago. Nothing supernatural in that. They just celebrated their first wedding anniversary a few months ago, so I said, a baby is on the way. It filled my heart with gladness. They are such a happy couple. She has 2 daughters from a previous relationship. I suspect the spirit will be a boy. And he is indeed, and he's got blazing red hair. Sweet. But I did not say so. The odds always run at 50-50 with a bairn. Anyway, It made me also feel glad that my fecund childbirthing years are long behind me. I could not go through that again, especially with the abuse and lack of support. And bless my friend. Some people are born lucky in love and family and prosperity. Some are not, but it all makes for a beautiful mosaic in life, dark and light and life force seeping through the velvet curtains, finally exploding into a brightly lit stage. A quick sizzling, fizzling flash like burning phosphorescence, then gone. I have a baby inside me too. Another rebirth is coming. My renewals always extremely painful, but worth it. Today Lynn took me to Greasefest at Cleveland. We listened to the music, ate sweet potato chips, looked at the markets and the cars, then came home. She told me yesterday she'd been there again, yesterday or the day before. It's nice. I saw Jackie, who I know from Irish Murphys. She was at the door selling tickets. It was nice to see her. Another lovely day. 6th of August 2015. Socks and Sophie back from the vet. Sophie cried the entire 5-minute car trip. She is so neurotic. The vet says her pissing in her own room and on my rugs is a protest at having an entire male around. Mushu hormones are sending her crazy. So now I know what brought that on. Socks has to be fed less. He weighs 8.97 kilos. Penny is enormous too. I will have to cut back both their food supply. Other than the hormone wars, Mama has joined in with those. Thank God for HRT. Actually, no, since it blew out my gallbladder, but you get that. Sophie and Socks are in good health. Woot, Masters of Sex, new season tonight. Today I was in a very strange mood, even by my own standards. I felt restless but loath to go out or do anything. I came straight home from the vet tonight, heated a pie for dinner even though I thought about buying a takeaway meal. I feel like the hanged man. I don't know where to jump. I'm sitting here, drinking tea, thinking about what to do next, on the edge of an anxiety attack perhaps. I will just try to distract myself by keeping busy. I'm answering to someone, but I don't know what their comment was, but I replied, not really, but it is one of those things. Moods pass, strange headspaces pass. Just got to go with the flow. I am content right now. Trauma means you end up with very labile moods. That means they go up and they go down, they go up and they go down, and they're like rocking and rolling, sometimes at the worst moments in the space-time continuum. And there's not a damn thing you can do about it. And they go uppity up, they go downtity down. But usually I can drag them back up again from the soles of my feet with the diamonds in the soles of my shoes here at Diamond Street, am I right? Thank you, Paul Simon. It's a little bit prophetic, that song. But anyway, it is what it is. Go with the flow. I am used to living this way. Karina Bohm wrote hugs to you, and Louise Winton wrote from me to Kiss. My darlings. Still in 2015. 9:33 p.m. I just chatted with Crystal on Skype because she was in the UK. She has her show Dating Dingleberries debuting tonight. I told her to break her leg. She says she hopes to make €10 at least. Eek. Hopefully the Irish get her Aussie sense of humour. They loved her show. She made €40. She was told to do more stand-up comedy. My daughter is a very talented performer and actress and, playwright. She's just so fucking talented. She really is. I mean, of course she is. There is a history. We come from very brilliant, talented people, actually. But I'm very proud of her, even though we're estranged and she thinks I'm some kind of arsehole. It is what it is. I don't care. Let her live in her ivory tower syndrome and I'll just carry on with my own level of awesomeness, my own talents. I want the best for her, always and forever, because she's my child, but anyway. 6th of August 2014. I had my appointment with my psychiatrist today. I discussed the weird Jungian synchronicity on Sunday. He explained the universe is using me as a champion of victims. I guess that makes sense. It was fortunate that I was able to refer the lady to the appropriate advocacy. I hope she takes action soon. I raked up the bamboo leaves which carpeted my lawn and burnt them in a fire. I need to be active in the fresh air after sleeping so much this week. Now I smell of smoke and ashes, lol. 6th of August 2013. I just woke up from a 3.5-hour nap. I only lay down to read my book and rest a while. I only got up at midday. I went to pathology to have my blood test to find out what is wrong with me, and they refused to do it because I had fasted too long. Oh crap, my battery's running low. Where are we? Because I'd fasted too long. So now I have to try to eat just at the right time and go there again. So pissed off. So I bought a few groceries, etc. and came home and sat outside in the late Arvo sun, but was cool. So I went to read in bed and bam! Bam! Oh, come on, laptop. You're so crazy. I already plugged you in. Stupid machine. Out like a light. Like my laptop wants to go out like a light. Guess I've gone back to zombieism. Let you know when my wild woman comes out to play again. Fridays nights. Here I write, bring on the next full moon, which meant I was in need of a good old rollicking howling. Ow, 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 ow! I scare people when I'm like that though, but too bad, let them be scared. I'm making up for lost time, all the years when I was denied happiness and true love and comfort and ease and joy and peace. I need my wild nights out to reinvigorate me, even though it takes some reinvigorating for a few days to rebuild, but I need them. They're important. They're for my soul and my body to remain active for as long as possible. Janice Ian shared a quote of the day, 2013. Decorate your home. It gives the illusion that your life is more interesting than it really is. Charles M. Schultz. The cartoon says, I should have bought more crap. It's true. It is true, isn't it? Especially in those days, I had 3 households of other people's crap all piled into this tiny little house. It was insane making. Anyway, I'm looking around. I could still shed a bit more stuff of my mother, but you get peanuts for it, and it's just such a sad waste to sell it for nothing, and then to replace it costs a fortune. So we've got homeostasis. It just stays here, and I stare at it and it stares back at me, and it all needs dusting and polishing too, by the gods. I should be doing that instead of making videos, doing the dusting, but for some peculiar reason, even though it's really, really bad and really obvious now, I still don't wanna. I'm not well enough. I need to get someone that will polish and dust with me, and maybe make it fun, play wild music and get drunk, and, you know, so that I know what I need that'll get me to do the dusting. I need cannabis. I've been known to clean the entire house in 3 hours on cannabis. Gives me a form of ADHD. But gee, does things get done when I'm on cannabis. Other people lie there all munted out, stone off their mullet. And for me, it just sends me into reinvigoration. Sometimes, not always. Sometimes I sit there all munted out. But anyway, like I say, I've never been a heavy user. Very rarely use it. And it's astonishing the different effects it has on me depending on my mood at the time, or I guess whatever strain it is. But 6th of August 2011. Last night was the first evidence that love and magic are reasserted in my life, on my property, in my home. 2 little lovebirds landed and were able to connect with each other in a sweet peacemaking. That's my friends Gail and Pedro, who had been fighting. I don't know what they were. They were always on again, off again. They were nuts, both of them. But anyway, I was happy that they patched it up. May this be the beginning of healing, stronger bonding and blessing for all who come to my home. Love will surround us. Love will strengthen us. Love will keep us happy and safe. Love will fulfill us. Oh, 13 years later, I'm still waiting for my own lover to land. Guess I'll be waiting for the rest of my life, so... Calm your farm, Tanya Aarons. Calm your fucking farm. You have to laugh. But anyway, in the meantime, I just keep dancing, enjoying my beautiful friends. 6th of August 2010. Too sore and tired to work in the garden today, but I did pick a few weeds and watered just so I could feel good about myself, and also the cyclamen were wilting, laughing out loud. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. And thus concludes today's readings of the 6th of August 2024. I'm exhausted. I think I might order pizza and go out into the hot, warm sun and enjoy the rest of my afternoon with my Charlie. Isn't that right, Charlie? And so bye for now. Blessed be. Enjoy your true loves, those of you who have true lovers and life companions and soulmates. And yeah, enjoy your children every day in every way. And those of you who have children that still give a flying fuck about you. Oh, I'm trying not to be bitter. I swear to God, it's hard not to turn into just a brittle, bitter potato chip and just crunch myself to oblivion. But we won't be doing that because there is a history, darlings. I'm going to be happy today, and I'm going to focus on all the beautiful, sweet love that's been shown to me in the last few years, and that's going to soul nourish me to get me through this current illness. And on we'll go, and on we'll go, until one day, you know, things either work out for me or don't, as the case may be. I have a feeling though, things are going to start working out for me. Babies. But then of course, I'm always Pollyanna and the psychedelic dreamer, and I believe in magic and wonder and awe and love and light and God's blessings and the fairy realms as well. I believe in angels and spirits that love me, boosting me up long enough till I can be in the arms of my beloved one. Yes, always a dreamer, babies, always a dreamer. But sometimes, just sometimes, your dreams come true. Bye for now, planet Earth. Have a wonderful day wherever you are.